Welcome back to Valgard for our next construction update. There's been so much progress out here and it's really exciting to show you what's been going on. But first of all, I want to just touch on the weather. We've had a lot of rain over the past month and I just want to say a massive thank you to our contractors and our team who have been out here in some pretty horrendous conditions, keeping the project moving so that you guys can enjoy it all on time as scheduled in May. When you're doing a big construction like this, the weather plays a big part of how the project goes, and it's been very tricky conditions for the team. But to be honest, the progress that they've made, even despite the rain, has been fantastic. So let's take this area by area and we'll show you what's been going on. So over in Drakon's queue line, the staircase to get people from the ground level up to the station platform level has started to be put in. So a big milestone here, and obviously gives us another way into the station building as well, which is great for the work that needs to be done in there. As well as the staircase, the queue line has been taking shape with some of the natural stone and the large earth mounds that we've put in, as well as some really large trees as well, really giving a sense of height and scale to this queue line. We've got some more props to go in here as well. Obviously the staircase needs to be finished off, the final floor needs to be laid, and then we can start looking at the interior queue line and how that's going to lay out. So over at the build swing, obviously previously we showed you that the entrance portal was just stood up waiting to be installed. This has now been installed and you can see it here. It looks fantastic with the ride behind it. Again, another great photo opportunity here. The queue line has all been planted up and this is going to take a little bit of time to bed in and fully green up, but once it does, it's going to be really immersive. We've got even more props to go in this queue line as well, so we can't wait to show you those. You can see behind me that the ride area fencing has gone in. Obviously this keeps people out of the ride area, an important part of the ride and the process that goes into commissioning something like this. So at the front, the team have added some more theming. There's really cool millstone here, and this is going to be a great opportunity for photos, taking photos of your family on the ride from down here as it rises up, and you're going to get a great view on the ride of Lost Kingdom and of Valgard as well. So a really exciting UK first attraction here in Valgard. We've also installed the second Viking statue. Now he's been over by the old Raging River Ride site for quite a while. We got this whole area curbed and set and we knew where to put him. So he's now in, bolted down, and that's where he's going to live for a long time, we hope. Now obviously this is the entrance of Valgard from Lost Kingdom. So we wanted to make sure we had a big entrance statement here. So you're not just getting the entrance into Valgard and a nice themed area from the main entrance, but also if you enter from Lost Kingdom, which is why we've got the Valgard stone over here in that garden with the name on it, and also our Viking friend here. I think it looks fantastic. Now we've got it all curbed, it's really starting to come together. So inside the feasting hall, a major milestone in that the kitchen is being installed. Now obviously a really big important part of any restaurant is the kitchen. This is a very modern kitchen, very highly spec'd, and we're excited to share with you what dishes will be coming out of this kitchen for you to enjoy when Valgard opens. Now also in the seating area, we're putting the final floor finish down, and this is really transforming the whole building and giving it that final aesthetic of that Viking feasting hall that we're going for. And we're also really excited that externally the patio is going down as well, so really big progress inside and externally on the feasting hall. So over at our brand new playground in Valgard, and as you can see behind me, it's really starting to take shape. The contractor and supplier of this playground is now fully on site doing the install, and a few of the first pieces started going in. It's looking really cool. There's still a lot more to go in here, but it's going to bring so much energy to this area and give a really good opportunity for play in the area and dwell time, and give something for the little ones to do while the bigger kids are enjoying the coasters. Really excited about this. So now over at Raven, and it's really exciting because we've added these new bird houses in here, these huge theming props inside the ride area around these two helixes on this side of the ride. And it's really cool. It's going to be a great near miss element. Obviously this ride has been crying out for some theming for the past few years, and we are so excited to finally be adding it. We've got a lot more theming to add into this ride area, more planting still underneath, so it's not finished yet, and there's even a third birdhouse to go in as well. Now, unfortunately, we've had to pause the painting of the track. It's nearly finished. We've only got a few more days of work really to complete, but the weather's been so terrible that even with the sun out, when it's cold, you really can't do the painting because the condensation sits on the track. You maybe get 3 hours of daylight where you can actually paint the ride. So we've paused it for now to allow us to get underneath the attraction, get these themed elements installed, get the landscaping done, and then we'll come back when it's slightly warmer and we can get the painting finished off properly, because there's no point in us trying to do it and then having to redo it later on. So we've paused that element of the project for now, but that will still be completed before May. So over at the Raven station building, we have done a few more bits of carpentry in here, but there hasn't been loads of progress in here, but that's okay because a lot of the carpenters have been focused on Drakon, which is where we're heading next. But also externally, we have had some progress. So our sculptors and our thieving artists have done the carving for the stone finish on the bottom, and now that just needs to be painted. We've also set out the entrance portal and the queue line externally, so we can start digging that out and start adding all the landscaping as well. So there is some progress here, but this is okay as a lot of work has been done in here already, as you've seen, and it's a long way ahead of the other buildings. So we're focusing on Drakon for now. And one thing we wanted to point out on the outside of the feasting hall is this really cool stag figurehead, which you can see on the apex of the roof up here. Now, I think it's really cool. It's a great feature on the building and really finishes it off. The steel plates which connect him to the building will be covered up in wood, so you won't see those, and it'll be themed in. And we do have a few more, not just stags. We've got some ravens, some dragons to go up as well on some other buildings around the site, and they can really finish the building off. So I think they're really cool and wanted to show you. So there you go. So a big part of the project outside is essentially getting curbs in, and then what this does is allow us to redefine the pathways and set the area out and allow us to get in and add soil into the gardens and finish those areas off too. And it's a really big important part of setting out the whole area. You'll see a lot more curbs have gone in over the past month, and we're hoping that a lot more start to go in around this area towards the back, towards Raven and towards the feasting hall patio. And what this allows us to do is finish off this area, get the levels right and prep it for the finished flooring, which is actually, some of it is going to start going down in February, so we haven't got long to do this. There's a real push on this, and our ground workers are working hard in all conditions to get this done for us. Okay, so here we are over at Dracon. Now there's been a lot of progress both inside the station building, and we've started planning some really cool bits of theming for in the ride area too. So we look forward to showing you those, and in fact we've been marking them out as we've been stood here, and it's going to be really cool what we've got planned for inside the ride at Drakon. But also into the station, so a lot of chippy work been going on in there, a lot of carpentry, a lot of decoration. As you can see, our decorators are up there on the scaffolding right now, putting some of the final stencils on above the track here, and a lot of walls gone up inside the station. Operators booth, the air gates are in for the station platform. The ride vehicles aren't here yet, but we're still waiting for them from the manufacturer in Germany. I'm sure it won't be long, but as soon as they do arrive, we will let you know. And as soon as, obviously, we're all excited to start seeing Drakon testing as well. That's going to be a massive milestone, which we're looking forward to sharing with you. So let's go and have a look inside the station building, what's been going on. So inside Drakon there's been a lot of progress. We've got the ops cabin starting to take shape over here. We've got the air gates in where people will board Drakon, and I'm stood on the exit side over here where people will get off and down the exit. So yeah, a lot of progress in here, a lot of walls gone up. Queue line is starting to be marked out as well. A lot of decoration happened in the ceiling. You don't get a sense of how tall the ceiling is with the scaffolding in here. So the scaffolding will start coming down soon to expose that, and we'll start being able to see, you know, what else needs decorating, get some more timbers on around the vertical walls. So a lot of stuff to do in here, but we're making progress. Another thing to point out at Drakon is the fact that perimeter fencing has gone in. Of course, a super important part of any new roller coaster is keeping the ride area secure. That's exactly what this fence does for us. Also, this pathway here is new, and this comes from the entrance of Valgard down the side of the coaster, and you'll be able to get quite close to the coaster as it goes around next to the fence. So I think there's going to be some great photos taken from this point. And yeah, just something else to point out, some progress over here at Drakon. Finally, as you can see behind me, work has started on our 2027 project. Now, I'm obviously not going to tell you much about what's going on out here, but we thought it was worth giving you a little sneak peek at what's going on behind the scenes. So keep an eye on our socials, and obviously we're going to announce more on this later in the year after Valgard opens. And that is all for this update on Valgard. Thank you so much for following along, and we really enjoy reading all your comments and seeing how excited you all are to experience this amazing new area we are building for you, and we cannot wait to show you it in May 2026. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you could manifest some better weather for us, we really appreciate it. See you in the next one. Nice effects, and it's very noisy. Not just a sparse area, and it's really bad. Queue line, no. Oh, it's so windy. No. Woo, woo. If you walk around here, it's not too bad. Oh my God. Yeah, there it is. And it look, have a look at what's been going on in there. Yeah, see, there hasn't actually been anything going on inside the station, so I don't know why I said that. Why can't I speak? Zen. When it's slightly water? That would be very bad. Like, please don't step backwards into the wet concrete. Carpentry. Yeah, I haven't really finished that part off very well. When the area opens, follow by there. Oh my God, no, what am I saying?